to be general evaluator, you're looking at it at the whole evening in one of two ways. First way could be as a new member, to see how the whole evening reacts upon you, or you can look at it as a fairly experienced member of this club and start picking holes. And I have found this very difficult, paying attention to the general conception of speaking, evaluating, and actually listening to what's being said and making comments on it. The first thing I would like to say, I would like to draw your attention to Sina. Sina is our Sergeant at Arms, and he has done the most exemplary job of putting everything on. He's taken these ribbons that were hanging on our sign here, he puts them up here, he puts all these magazines. You take them all down again? Do they stay here if you, yeah? Tremendous amount of work, and I would love you please to put your hands together. When you came in, you were addressed by our President, Jill. When she started this evening, her shoes were on. As we've gone along, the shoes have come off. But that's okay, I must try that myself sometime. Jill is the consummate professional. I can only think of, this time, good things to say about you. I think that everything you have done in your position as a inspiring president and a leader has been extremely good. I would like to make a tiny, tiny recommendation, please. When some poor person comes up here to read the mission statement, did you show it to him before he came up? I would recommend that you do. That might make him, he's not here. If you can hear me at the back. I think it might make him just a little more fluent, because he did stumble a teeny weeny. But that's the only thing I really have to say. Sitting at the back there, nice and quiet, there's a chap called Dennis. Would you like to stand up, Dennis? Dennis has been our video master this evening. I know he only has to turn it on and turn it off, but someone has to do it. It's a job that is absolutely necessary, and again, a round of applause. Thank you very much. Now, Denise was our timekeeper. Were you also the greeter?
Yeah, well, that's what I came in tonight to do.
Multifunctional Denise. This is Denise, ladies and gentlemen. You did everything exactly as you're supposed to do. You had how many minutes notice for timekeeper? None. When you came up and you made your explanation, I thought that was really very good. And it's down to you to make that explanation, not the Toastmaster, in my humble opinion. And everything that Diane did, Denise, beg your pardon. I can't even read my writing here, I must have written it in red. You were organised, you made the correct explanation, which is something that everybody needs to do. And for those of us who don't come here very often or have never been here before, is there anyone here who's never been here before? Just you? Did you understand everything that was going on and how it was done? Were the explanations to you good?
Yeah, everything was clear.
Everything was clear. Look, I've got nothing more to say. Let's come on to our Toastmaster of the evening. Sandit, sterling job.
Yep.
I am trying to assist those who want to be the Toastmaster of the evening to try and make it as perfect as it could possibly be. It is so important, A, to run around before the meeting and make sure that everybody is in the right spot. You obviously found you were deficient in several places and you got them all organised. But you didn't tell anybody. It would be great as a recommendation when you stand up here and say, hi everybody, there are a few changes to the agenda. The whole point of the agenda is that everyone can see what's going on and what the names are. Now, I'm a complete, as most of you know, have a phobia about computers. Really not interested. And I found the names that were printed on the sheet. Well, first of all, Sandip's name here is Sonaro. Who is Sonaro?
I think it's a login, the user ID, so I'm not sure how that comes from.
Again, the point is people are reading this as an agenda. And I don't think anyone else has had this sort of problem. Have they? David's a computer.
I've never seen it. I've seen it on other agendas.
Is there any reason why that should happen?
I'm surprised because it's like a mix. Some are names and some are logins.
Right.
So there must be something going on.
So Steffi, from here onwards, is now going to be called Stefsan. And
Dennis is
someone, there was no first speaker. You didn't explain that either. I don't know who Pinel 1977 is, but you must tell someone. Just so everybody is aware of that. I've done the names, explained to the audience. The forms. Again, when you start, to give as much information to the people here as possible, in my opinion, that they know what's sitting on their chairs. You didn't do that until the end of the speeches. And I would recommend that you did that earlier. Again, I'm now standing here, and these are not criticisms. I'm trying to look at this on the basis of improving our standard and the method we employ to make this as good as we possibly can be. Grammarian. Stefsan. It's a great name. Stuck with it now. I would first of all like to congratulate you on winning the 2 competitions at the club and going along to the area final. I'm sorry you didn't get any further. You did yourself proud and the club proud. And again, I'd like a round of applause. You really got to grips with grammarian. You really explained to everybody how you came up with this ridiculous word. But again, I would like to recommend, I think the point of being having a word of the day is actually so everybody could use it. I can't even pronounce it, all right? I'm not even going to try. How I would fit this into a conversation is not a conversational word. That's just a small recommendation. I mean, puffball would have been better. What is a puffball? Well, that would have been interesting, wouldn't it? You've got wonderful personality, exuberance of life, a great smile, and you did, oh yes, you even said as you stood up here at the end, this word is a daft word. That's exactly what you said. But you picked it up very, very well, and I congratulate you on that. Evaluators. I think you can forget about the time because I've got such a lot to get through here. Elliot. A great opening, where are Elliot? Elliot, where are you? There you are. Great opening line. You picked up on all the nuances of the evaluation. You did an evaluation as it should be done. And I think you picked out all the points extremely well. And I congratulate you for that. You also used the word of the day. How on earth you managed that?
I couldn't even get it in.
Again, you were standing quite staunchly behind the lectern. If you have to read your notes, which is fine, just put it to one side, because you tend to make just a little barrier there, that's all, in my opinion. And that's all it is, in my opinion. Mike, as evaluator of Martin, I can't let Martin's speech go without a little comment from me. I thought you were great. You actually got into it extremely well. I'm not evaluating you because Mike's already done that. And I thought one of the best speeches I've ever seen you make. Mike, nothing I can say to you really. You actually came up here like you've been doing it for 15 years. And you even introduced the fact that we're going to have a projector here. Jolly good show. Jill. You're the only one that came up here as an evaluator with no notes. Doesn't she do it well? Is there there's anyone here who has won more evaluation contests than Jill, I would like to hear about it, because she does it better than anybody else that I've seen. And one of these days, we'll all fly to America with you. I love the bit about the shoes, but I mentioned that already. It was an expert evaluation. When she's standing here with no notes, everything that's gone on in the 7-10 minute speech that she heard, it's all there. And it came out like she's been studying for a week. I don't mean to keep using the word she, but Jill has done this as expertly as it can be. And anybody wanting to aspire, and you should all come up and be an evaluator at some stage, look to Jill. Finally, Juana, our table topics master. See over, it says here. An interesting set of subjects, one that seemed to go down very well with pretty much all the audience. I think my recommendation would be when you came in here, had you spoken to anyone to see if they didn't want to do it? Did you ask anybody if they didn't want to?
If they are okay to do it.
And everybody said yes? Okay, it would be normal. I just felt there was at least one person who came up here, if not two, who were just a teeny weeny bit reticent, like it was a really big surprise. So I think my recommendation would be make a big deal of the fact, will you come up if I ask you? It's better for them to say no the first time, particularly some people who are shy, like Nikita, who wouldn't get off the chair. As the general evaluator, I'm very honoured to be here today. I think you all did an extremely good job. Mine is even more difficult because I know most of you, but I hope I've given you as general evaluation as I can. Thank you.
Thank you.